So, welcome to my 30-day challenge. I have been talking a bit recently about the election and about how the election kind of catapulted me out of my comfort zone. So, when I first envisioned this challenge, I was looking at ways to push my envelope, looking at ways to take a systematic approach to changing my perception, my experience, my comfort level with both how I internally process information, but also externally. So in talking with colleagues and friends and family and, potential clients, potential coworkers, potential shareholders, stakeholders, you name it. But also physically. So I tried trapeze, I've gone kayaking, there's a variety of different ways in which we can challenge ourselves to experience things that we've never experienced before, to create or open ourselves to other possibilities, other realities, to be able to increase our empathy around other people, around other circumstance, other situations. I had a pretty good idea of the things that made me uncomfortable and the things that I was comfortable doing. So I knew around about where my comfort zone was. With the election, since about 3:30 last Wednesday, that comfort zone has completely transformed. I'm doing things that I never even considered doing. It wasn't a matter of being uncomfortable, so I avoided them. It was a matter of not even having these tasks, these action points as a possibility. They didn't exist in my experience. And here I am talking at protests and convening people and rallying them to action around the democracy that I call home. Today, my comfort zone push, if you will, is to take the template letters that have been put together through a coordinated effort of some very, very smart people, and I'm actually going to mail my Electoral College members. And that totally pushes me, again, out of my comfort zone, I've never been active in this way before. I've never felt that our democracy was so threatened that it prompted me to action. And I urge you all, if you're upset, if you're frustrated, I would suggest that you also take action. It's an important time to take a stand and to be united. And it's very much in line with pushing outside of your comfort zone. What's the harm? This is something that I personally have to go through. What's the repercussion? What am I afraid of? Why am I feeling this discomfort in the first place? I think that as a society, it's really important for us to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. If we opened ourselves to experience, to things that aren't typical of our homogeneous groups, to allow ourselves to be heard and to listen to other people's experience, to understand really where the divide is. Because if this election hasn't shown us anything, it's how divided as a nation we are. And how important it is today to be empathetic to your neighbors, to people who are not like you, and to open yourselves to understanding their experience and their viewpoint. And it's time that we learned from our neighbor and we came together and we stood united. So I strongly encourage you to push yourself out of your comfort zone, to have a conversation with someone whose beliefs are different than yours, whose vote was different than yours, whose perspective is different than yours.